Hello everybody, what's going on? My name is Luxury GTA and welcome back to a brand new video here on the channel. Now I know that I normally post GTA 5 related content, however GTA 6 is coming out soon and I'm pretty hyped for it. I know you guys are hyped up for it as well. We're all waiting to see some more gameplay, some more footage, and to see what exactly GTA 6 has in store for us because we know it's going to be great. However, we're all waiting for that next trailer to come out. And while I was rewatching some of the past trailers, looking at Rockstar Games' YouTube channel, I realized that there's some interesting data that we can use publicly available on their channel to help us find out when the next trailer is coming out for GTA 6. So I'll go ahead and walk you through some of the steps I took to go ahead and find this release date. Of course, we know that we're looking for the third trailer to come out, right? So that's the first data point. We're waiting for trailer number 3. Looking in the past at Rockstar Games' YouTube channel, there are a total of 5 different Grand Theft Auto titles that have been put out as trailers for their YouTube channel. So I'll put that in there as well. 5 different GTA games posted. They are GTA Liberty City Stories, GTA 3 for the 10th anniversary of that game. They're GTA 4, GTA 5, and of course now GTA 6. So we have 5 previous games as data points to go off of. Now, when it comes to the kind of timeline, how frequently they release these trailers, I've noticed that between GTA 6 trailer 1 and trailer 2, and from trailer 2 until the present, there are an average of 16 videos. 16 videos in between each trailer. So if we kind of use that, we can see, if we factor this into our equation, we can kind of tell when they want to go ahead and post these next few videos. And of course, GTA 5 came out a while ago, but the first trailer for that game was posted 14 years ago. So 14 years since GTA 5 trailer 1. So that kind of gives us a guide or maybe even a clue as to how far along they want to wait to post this next trailer. And then looking at all of the GTA 5 trailers combined, I noticed that they have a total of 224 million views. So taking these 5 data points right here, we can use them and throw them into a kind of a Lagrangian equation to go ahead and find out when our next trailer is coming out for GTA 6. So if we go ahead and factor these into an equation and organize this data, we can go ahead and solve. So of course, we're looking for the third trailer, and we'll throw an X next to it because we want to solve for the X. We're also going to solve for Y as well. Since there's 5 previous games posted, I'll go ahead and multiply this by 5, and I'll represent that with a Y. And we're going to solve for that variable as well. And these are going to tell us the month and the day for the release of this trailer. Now, since this is a Lagrangian formula, we're going to go ahead and subtract our Lagrangian multiplier, which is the Greek letter lambda. And then we can go ahead and multiply our multiplier by the rest of this data. So 16 videos on average in between each trailer. We can go ahead and represent that with an X as well. And we can go ahead and add the 14 years since GTA 5's first trailer release, throw a Y next to that. And for the 224 million views, we can go ahead and subtract 224 and close those parentheses. And this altogether is going to be our Lagrangian formula. And we can go ahead and solve for these variables, and that will help us discover the trailer release date. So here's how this is going to work. With this type of equation, we can go ahead and derive it with respect to the different variables that are present. So if we derive this whole formula with respect to X, what will happen is the X goes away, which leaves us with 3 times 5y, which is just 15y. And then also we're going to derive the end of this formula after our Lagrangian multiplier. That's going to make everything go away except what's next to the X. So we have minus 16 times lambda. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to derive it for y since we want to solve for both of those variables. Derive it with respect to y. That'll make the y go away. So we're left with 5 multiplied by 3x. That gives us 15x. And then minus 14 lambda, because everything goes away except for what's next to that y, multiplied by the lambda. Now we want to also derive this with respect to the third variable in our equation, which is that lambda. Now, when we do this, we're actually just going to get everything that is inside of these parentheses. So we can go ahead and move that down here. We'll do 16x plus 14y. And then since we have the minus 224, if we were to set this equal to 0, we could actually move that 224 over. And so this whole thing is in fact equal to 224. If we set these first two equations equal to 0, just like we did with that last equation, we can go ahead and solve this, these first two for lambda. So what we're going to get is 15y equals 16 lambda. Do the same thing here. We get 15x equals 14 times lambda. Now we can divide each of these equations by their respective coefficients of the lambda by 16 and by 14. That is going to give us 15y over 16 equals lambda, and that'll give us 15x over 14 equals lambda. Now what's interesting is that since both of these are equal to lambda, it means they're equal to each other as well. So that will give us a brand new equation that we can go ahead and work with. We'll get 15y over 16 is equal to 15x over 14. And then we can go ahead and solve for these variables from here. We have some fractions. We want to get rid of these fractions. So we can go ahead and multiply by the denominators. If we multiply this by 16, it'll get rid of that first fraction. We'll have 15y is equal to 15 times 16. That is 240. X divided by 14. And then we can go ahead and multiply that by the second denominator, 14. And that'll give us 15 times 14, 210. Y equals 240x. And then from here, we can go ahead and solve for either one of these variables. Let's go ahead and solve for y, because why not? If we divide this whole thing by the 210, we will get y is equal to 240x over 210. That's 24 over 21. That can be simplified to 8 over 7. So we'll write 8 over 7x. So now we have what y is equal to, but it's in terms of x. So to go ahead and solve it more specifically, we can go ahead and bring down this equation right here. That's where our third first order condition comes in. So we can go ahead and write that 16x plus 14. And remember, we have what y is, so we can go ahead and substitute in 8 over 7x for that y, and then all of that equals to 24. So then we can solve this. We get 16x plus 14 times 8 is 112. We get 112 over 7x equals to 24. 112 divided by 7 is 16. 16x plus 16x, that is 32x, equals to 24. Divide this whole thing by 32. We will get x is equal to 8. Or no, excuse me. X is equal to 7. And then we can plug that 7 over here, and then we'll get y. If we plug this in over here, we get y is equal to 8 times 7 divided by 7, which is just 8. And so then we get y is equal to 8. And so that gives us all that we need. We solved for both of our original variables that we looked at in this equation. X gives us the month, so the month is equal to 7, which is equal to July. And then the day is equal to 8, which is just 8. And that tells us that the GTA 6 trailer number 3 is releasing on July 8th, 2026.